Alright, so I'm finally going to talk about the Bad Boys trilogy. I'm going to review them all in one video because, frankly, I don't have a lot to say about these movies. I don't think they're that great of movies, besides maybe the third one, but even then, it's just a little bit better than these two. Um, so, so if you don't know what the Bad Boys trilogy is, the Bad Boys trilogy is just some buddy cop movies that are directed by the first two are directed by Michael Bay. And, despite Michael Bay being this hot, contentious director that people really dislike because of the Transformers movies, he's made some alright, decent movies. I just watched The Rock. You can see that in my last video. Great movie. That movie's great. Um, but, these are okay. They're just fun little buddy cop movies. There's nothing more to it. So like Bad Boys 1 is a really solid movie in the sense that it's just fun. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are really good as their characters. They're a lot of fun. They have great chemistry. They play off each other really well in these movies. They have some pretty funny moments. Yeah. However, I've always been bugged by the element of how straight these movies play it. To me, it's like I'd like Will Smith to be a little bit more goofy. I would like Martin Lawrence to be a little more goofy. These are both actors who came from sitcoms and were very funny in the sitcoms that they were in, but now they're being forced into this, kind of serious action movie with some fun elements. That's just a personal gripe, though. That's not a major thing. So, yeah, I enjoyed these movies. However, I also don't like the Michael Bay-isms in these movies, where there isn't so much carnage that it's irritating in this one, but it's more so like the way the movie looks, the shine to it. It doesn't look good. It just looks kind of but whatever. I don't really mind it because it's a fun movie. So yeah, I think if you enjoy buddy cop movies and you like Will Smith a lot, and let's not kid ourselves, Martin Lawrence in these movies is better than Will Smith is. He is so funny. He is actually a great comedic talent. I wish Martin Lawrence would get more credit for what he actually does, because that guy is funny as shit. But this 4K set runs about $25, and for two movies on 4K, not a bad deal. It's a little bit awkward packaging because you pull it out of the top here, and you get, the 4K and Blu-ray disc for each of them, like that, and the artwork and the special features and all that on the back. So, kind of awkward packaging, but it looks cool. It's a nice set. I don't have any major gripes or issues with this set. I enjoy it. So yeah, that's cool. I bought this one on clearance for $10. Bad Boys for Life. This movie was great. I think this movie was just great. And I think that is because this was a revitalization to this franchise, right? Bad Boys 1 and 2 came relatively one right after another. They weren't so far apart. They were just they had a little bit of gap, and then they made a sequel. Right? So, but this was years later. This was actually 2020, which was crazy. I think people really love this movie. I don't love this movie as much as some people, because I think why people really love this movie. If you saw this movie in 2020, no one thought this movie was going to be good. Because it was coming out in January, and movies in January don't really do good or aren't very good. If you don't know, January is notoriously a month for studios to dump movies that are really shitty, really bad, don't think are going to make any money. And it's also a cool way, this is a true story. So if you release a movie in January, when you do your end of the year financial report to your investors as a company, you do not have to put the big bombs that you release at the beginning of the year, because like a studio year and an actual year's calendar are very different. So they don't have to. So if you release the movies that you think are going to be massive pieces of shit duds, there you go. That's what you do. But this was actually a really solid entry. I think this movie is funnier than the first two movies. Martin Lawrence is given his A game here. Will Smith, he's okay. I don't think Will Smith has really cared as much in the last few years, but he's okay in this movie. But Martin Lawrence still does a great job. Will Smith, he's doing good enough that it isn't a problem. But it's not directed by Michael Bay, which I think really helps this movie because it feels so much like a Bad Boys movie, but without the worst aspects, which is Michael Bay's direction. So so the new director comes in, really elevates this movie. The humor's better, the movie looks better. And it's a more solid movie. And I also like that it gives these characters a lot more range. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, you feel their connection a lot more as their characters really have a lot in this movie. Like, I was surprised by how much actually emotion and strength there was in Martin Lawrence and Will Smith's performance in this movie. This is not a great movie, but it is a great time, and I really was surprised by it, and I can't wait for a fourth one. And I really enjoyed these movies. I can see why people like them. I'm just not crazy about them because they're fun. They're enjoyable. I'm not like, oh shit, Bad Boys, heck yeah. No, I'm just like, yeah. I mean, to me, I enjoy a movie like Beverly Hills Cop more because, like, I get more entertainment value out of that movie. It's funnier. I love Eddie Murphy more. But these are solid. And you should definitely watch them if you like buddy cop movies. If you don't like buddy cop movies, don't bother because they're not, like, good enough that they'll ever change your mind or anything. But, yeah, they're fun. And I'm glad I finally sat through these. Good time.